Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News Broadcast. I'm Stefan Dialwis.
And I'm Sharon Masquinius. First, it's a look at the day's headlines.
The President says the Inland Revenue Amendment Draft Bill should be passed without delay. The no-confidence motion against Minister Kelly Rambukwella was taken up for debate. Parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara was evicted from the post of General Secretary of SLFP. Cricketer Sachitra Senanayaka has been remanded. Parliamentarian Nama Rajapaksha says that Channel 4 video has been removed from the relevant website. Britain has declared Wagner mercenaries as a terrorist organisation.
Now for those and other stories in detail, starting off with local news. Addressing the Parliament, President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that as the Supreme Court has already determined that Sri Lanka's new Inland Revenue Amendment Bill can be passed by a simple majority, Parliament must see to it that it is done. The President told Parliament this morning that the matter needs to be finalised by the end of the week. The President made these remarks when the Chairman of the Committee of Public Finance, Harsha De Silva, wanted the debate on the Inland Revenue Amendment Bill, which provides provisions for charging a 30% tax from the Employees Provident Fund (EPF).
මන්දන්න පුතුමාලා කොහොමද කරන්න යන්නේ කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මුදල් පිළිබඳ කාර්ක සභාව පැත්තකට දාලා ඒකේ අනුමැතිය රහිතව මේ අර්ථාධිකාර මුදලේ බදු 114 ඉඳලා 130ට වැඩි කරනවද නැද්ද කියන එක අපි දන්නේ. මෙතන අපිට විකල්ප දෙකක් තියෙනවා. අද පටන් ගන්න නැත්නම් සෙනසුරාදා.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe called on the Prime Minister to extend the Parliament sessions to Saturday if necessary in order to secure the passage of the government's domestic debt optimization program. We need to approve this before Saturday and the Speaker can place his stamp on it on Sunday. That is all I want, he told the House while elaborating on the efforts taken to achieve a domestic debt optimization program. The President said that the process must be fully completed by next week, stressing that if not, all of this will collapse. He further said that he stated it with the responsibility. President Wickremesinghe emphasized that he took over a country that was in disarray. When others say no to the post of Prime Minister and fled in fear, he took over this task. He pleaded an opportunity to accomplish. President Wickremesinghe told Parliament that the matter needs to be finalised by the end of the week. He said that the courts have already given its determination. This House now has to pass it. However, the bill has to go to either the Committee or Public Finance, COPF, or an advisory committee chaired by the Wickremesinghe prior to be taken up in Parliament, he said. He said that he hasn't sent it to the advisory committee. The COPF chairman wanted to discuss it. The President told his secretary to furnish the COPF with necessary information and advised the COPF to liable to any leaks of sensitive information. President Wickremesinghe also told Parliament that Sri Lanka's domestic debt restructuring plan will not damage the Employees Provident Fund (EPF) as claimed by some quarters. Moreover, the President said that the proposal to award the Employees Provident Fund with a 9% interest rate following the program was introduced by the government led by Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna even before he was considered for Prime Minister. There will be no damage to the EPF here. All have agreed to give 9%. President said that the figure wasn't decided by himself. Before he became the Prime Minister in May 2022, Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna MPs in this House decided it. It was decided by the SLPP government. Those MPs are now in the opposition. It was decided by the SLPP government and they are on the government side too, said the President Wickremesinghe. Don't pin that on me. We have to take this forward, he said. Now, views were expressed in the Parliament and at several media briefings today regarding the Channel 4 video documentary telecast on the Easter Sunday attacks. Governor of the Sabaragamuwa province, Navin Disanayake, said that several fellow lawyers had told him that these allegations are very awful. A close ally of Pillayan now gives false evidence against him in order to get citizenship in Switzerland. What he has told to Channel 4 TV will tarnish not only the good image of the entire Rajapaksa family, but also the good name of Sri Lanka. Governor Navin Dissanayake said that he sees this incident as an act of slinging mud against Sri Lanka. There is no proper evidence to prove this incident. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa said that now these people seem to have forgotten the movements they carried out against the Muslim community in the country. They have forgotten the communal and religious hatred they inflicted on other communities. The President, Prime Minister, ministers and parliamentarians came into power by exploiting these communal and religious sentiments. Claiming that the Channel 4 has a historical rivalry with the Rajapaksas after finishing the war in 2009, parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa today questioned why the video on the Easter Sunday attacks released by Channel 4 was deleted from their website if there was any credibility when producing it. He told Parliament that the latest video by Channel 4 may be another attempt to take revenge on the Rajapaksas for eliminating the terrorists or to satisfy someone's political objective. MP Namal Rajapaksa said that his party won the local elections in 2018 with a huge majority, and it proves that the party does not need any faction or external influences to win elections. Channel 4 has a historically fury with my family, my father and the Rajapaksa name after ending the war in 2009. They have been releasing videos against the Rajapaksas ever since. He said that he don't see Channel 4 as a media institution, but as a video producing institution. The MP said that incident of the Easter Sunday attack should not be used for political ends and that the incident will hinder the investigations. Parliamentarian Sivanesathunde Chandrakandan lodged a complaint at the Criminal Investigation Department today, requesting to conduct an investigation regarding the allegations levelled against him over the Easter Sunday attacks.
Archbishop of Colombo Cardinal Malcolm Ranjith called for an independent international probe into the Channel 4 video on the Easter Sunday attacks in 2019. Coming up with several demands, Cardinal Ranjith called for a free, impartial, transparent and broad investigation into what Channel 4 had revealed in its program. The alleged plot behind the tragedy, all facts and of persons mentioned in the video, especially with regard to their roles in the mayhem.
In the first place, we wish to express our gratitude to the Channel 4 television network of Britain for the interest and trouble it took to focus attention worldwide on this great plot of the Easter Sunday 2019 attacks, about which we as citizens of Sri Lanka yearn continuously for truth and justice through a clear and transparent investigation here into these sad events. It is for this that we who have been agitating without any success in the past, we thank all those who worked hard on this project of inquiry. We wish to urge all our fellow citizens to focus their attention on the facts that have been spoken of in and through this program, and our concern is not to find fault with this channel on its past relationship with this country, but the content of their findings, which are important for us. Among these, we noted how, even before this program was broadcast, members of Parliament of the government and the opposition in Sri Lanka expressed their views on matters that had been focused upon through this program. What according to us needs to happen urgently is, number one, the holding of a free, impartial, just, transparent and broad-based investigation into what the Channel 4 television network revealed in its program, the alleged plot behind that tragedy, and all facts and a study of the persons mentioned in that program, especially with regard to their role in this mass murder. And also investigations should be carried out on the findings outlined in the various commission reports already presented, and recommendations stated there need to be implemented fully.
In other stories for you, United National Party has become the party that has held governing power in the independent Sri Lanka for a maximum period. It is significant that the UNP has held ruling power for 38 years since independence. The UMP was formed by collective effort of several political parties and organizations prior to independence in Sri Lanka. The party was formed with the aim of having a strong rule in the country following the independence. D.S. Senanayake was the first elected Prime Minister in Sri Lanka after gaining independence in 1948. He pioneered the movement of making Sri Lanka an agricultural nation by establishing farming colonies such as Galloya. Following his regime, Dudley Senanayake came into power and continued that agriculture-based economic system in Sri Lanka. Later, in 1977, J.R. Jayawardena came into power and changed the existing discrete economic policies and introduced an open economic policy. He has also managed to maintain strong diplomatic relations with European countries and to attract foreign investments into the country. The current executive presidency system and the parliament system with the proportional representation were also introduced during his rule. Starting government factories and the program title Houses for All, implemented in 1989, were introduced during the period of President R. Premadasa's regime. Later, Sri Lanka became a country with minus economy, and then Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was entrusted the responsibility of building the economy in December. He was able to steer the country towards the correct economic path again, with appealing effects to the people within a short period of 2.5 years. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe again became the Prime Minister under the good governance regime in 2015 and managed to revitalize the economy within a short period. The country was again officially declared bankrupt, and the reins of the governance was also entrusted with Ranil Wickremesinghe as the Prime Minister. Then he became the President and leading the country in revitalizing the national economy.
The 77th anniversary of the United National Party falls today. A ceremony organized to mark this occasion was held at the Sirikotha Party headquarters today. The ceremony commenced after making tributes to the former leaders of the party. All religious observances were also held at the ceremony. General Secretary of the UNP Palitharangi Bandara, Chairman Vajra Abewardena, National Organizer Sagala Ratnayaka and a group of party members were present at this ceremony. Chairman of the Political and Research Wing of the United National Party, Dr. Karunasena Kodithuakku, said that Ranil Wickremesinghe became the president of this country when it was faced bankruptcy. Within 1 year, he created conducive situation and turned the country towards a path of getting out of the crisis. Dr. Kodithuakku said that the party's real challenge is to lead the President Ranil Wickremesinghe's rule for a considerable period as a measure of reawakening the nation. Secretary General of the United National Party, Palitharangi Bandara, said that the main theme of the United National Party is to form a common platform to work with various personalities in a united manner. When the unity within the party gets harmed, it always lost the power. Secretary General Palitharangi Bandara further said that when the United National Party lost the power, the country also faced difficulties. He further said that with the leadership of President Ranil Wickremesinghe, United National Party could bring the prosperity back to the country. Meanwhile, digitalization of the UNP has started today. The aim of the move is to provide opportunity for party members to join the party through the internet.
Dayasiri Jayasekara says he has been evicted from the post of General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. In a Twitter message, he says that his party membership has also been suspended. Dayasiri Jayasekara has stated that the current chairman of the SLFP, Maithripala Sirisena, has informed him about these decisions. However, Dayasiri Jayasekara stresses that he will further act as an SLFP member. Meanwhile, expressing his views regarding the decision, chairman of the party, former President Maithripala Sirisena, says that disciplinary investigation is being carried out against parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara under the 15th clause of the SLFP constitution. List of allegations of violating party discipline will be handed over to him within the next 14 days. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, former President Maithripala Sirisena, stated that Dayasiri Jayasekara was only removed from his post as the party's General Secretary and that he was not sacked from the party. Speaking to the media in this regard, Maithripala Sirisena clarified that MP Jayasekara's party membership was only temporarily suspended owing to a number of reasons. The former president further asserted that the SLFP is ready to accept the MP as a party member or any other title he may wish to hold within the part, except that the SLFP General Secretary. He further said that they have not removed him from the party. His membership was just temporarily suspended. He can join the party without any issues. The party will accept him for any other position besides that of the party's General Secretary. Former President Sirisena said that MP Jayasekara can rejoin the party at any time on the condition that he is able to come to an agreement with the party.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe says that preliminary measures that are needed to prepare a modern educational system appropriate for the 21st century have already been started. The President states that views and ideas will be entertained from foreign educational experts and from the student parliaments as well. The President made these remarks when he met a group of members of the student parliament of Sivali Central College in Ratnapura at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. 142 students of the Sivali Central College had come to visit the Presidential Secretariat. They held a mutual discussion at the main auditorium in the Presidential Secretariat. The President explained to them about the history of the Presidential Secretariat and its structure as the place where the decisions of political governance are being taken. The President also answered the questions that were raised by the students. Principal and the staff of the Sivali Central College were also present at this occasion. President Ranil Wickremesinghe initiated the groundwork for an education system fit for the 21st century, gathering insights from abroad. Experts and student parliaments, around 140 students representatives visited the Presidential Secretariat and engaged in a friendly discussion. During the interaction, the President explained the role of the Presidential Secretariat in Sri Lanka's government decision-making process, its history and structure. He shared plans to establish 10 new universities in the country and facilitate higher education opportunities in England and America through student loans. Students will have the freedom to choose their desired subjects, and educational reforms, including new technology colleges, are under consideration. President Ranil Wickremesinghe encouraged the students to actively participate in college student parliament activities and even invited them to hold meetings in the main auditorium of the Presidential Secretariat, where Sri Lanka's first parliament convened. He also acknowledged the presence of students from the previous group, expressing gratitude for the opportunities provided by his administration.
දැන් මෙතන තියෙන්නේ තාම කතානායක තෝරලා නැහැනේ. සම්පූර්ණ මන්ත්‍රී කී දෙනෙක් 150. ඒක රගමැතිවරයෙක් තෝරන්න. විපක්ෂ නායකවරයෙක් තෝරන්න. ඉතින් මේ ඔක්කොම තේරුණාන් පස්සේ ඇවිල්ලා මෙහෙ එක රැස්වීම.
A special program has been implemented island-wide to identify persons who drive vehicles under the influence of drugs. A pilot project of this program is now in progress in the Western Province. This program has been jointly implemented by the Ministry of Transport, Sri Lanka Police, Board of Control for Dangerous Drugs and the Ministry of Health. The special test kits to trace drivers who are under the influence of drugs were handed over to the police stations today under the patronage of the Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. State Minister Lasantha Lagiyavanna said that following success of this pilot project in the Western Province, this is scheduled to be implemented in selected roads including the expressway island-wide. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that due to drivers driving under the influence of drugs, lives of commuters become vulnerable to road accidents. Some drivers use various non-conventional and sophisticated drugs. Driving under the influence of liquor or dangerous drugs is the most critical road offence.
Cricketer Sachithra Senanayake, who was arrested under an allegation of match-fixing, has been remanded until the 15th of this month. He was remanded under an order issued by the Colombo Chief Magistrate Prasanna Alves. Sachitra Senanayake was accused of betraying matches at the LPL cricket tournament in 2020. He appeared before the Sports Frauds Investigation Unit located at the sports complex this morning. Then he was taken into custody and produced before the Colombo Magistrate Court. The court ordered him to be remanded until the 15th of this month. Earlier, a ban of foreign travel had also been imposed against him. If Sachitra Senanayake is proven guilty for the relevant accusation, he can be sentenced to 10 years rigorous imprisonment and imposed a fine of 10 million rupees under the rules of the Act for Prevention of Sports Frauds and Corruption.
Senior DIG in charge of the Western Province, Deshabandhu Thenakon, says that a complete database of criminals who are connected to organised crimes will be prepared within the next 3 months. A press briefing held in Colombo today, he said 75% of the basic activities has already been completed at present. Senior DIG in charge of the Western Province, Deshabandhu Thenakon, said that the police department felt the need of preparing a database of biometric information of all individuals who are connected to organised crimes during the past 10 years. Due to lack of such a database, some criminals had been able to evade the police by hiding in remote areas. A database in this connection is now being prepared and it will be completed within the next few months. Information such as relations, accommodations and whereabouts of all criminals has been gathered at present. With this database, OICs of all police stations able to trace the criminals temporarily hiding in village areas. The police hope to monitor the activities of all members of organised criminal gangs.
The 3-day debate regarding the no-confidence motion against Health Minister Kelly Rambukwella presented by the opposition commenced today. The debate was initiated by SJB parliamentarian Kavinda Jayawardena. Parliamentarian Kavinda Jayawardena accused that the confidence of the general public on the health sector has been eroded due to the present crisis situation. The life-threatening conditions faced by the public has to be addressed promptly. The parliamentarian stressed parliamentarian SM Marika accused the future procurement process of gas, mentioning that there are signs of malpractices. Parliamentarian Premnath Dolawatta pointed out that the irrelevant matters have been raised during the debate and members of parliament must discuss the matters related to health sector according to the no confidence motion. Parliamentarian Sita Arambepola gave a description of the nature of antibiotic drugs and the various consequences as a result of using such drugs. She pointed out there is a certain risk always there of using antibiotic drugs. Former Health Minister Rajitha Senaratne pointed out that a number of medicines are being produced in Sri Lanka. However, still the government imports same kind of drugs, wasting money. As an example, he pointed out that the paracetamol drug is being produced in Sri Lanka by 8 local pharmaceutical manufacturers, yet the drug is being annually imported, answering the allegations of the former Health Minister Rajitha Senaratne. Minister Kelly Rambukwella said that government imports drugs only if there is a notable shortage. He challenged the opposition to provide reliable evidence to prove that the government import drugs unnecessarily.
Dengue cases in the Kurunegala districts have decreased in comparison to the past few months. District Director of Health Services, Dr. R. Pramita Shantilatha, attributed this development to continuous implementation of dengue control programs within the Kurunegala district. Kurunegala District's Health Services Director, Dr. R. Pramita Shantilatha, said that about 120 dengue cases were reported a week in last May this year. It was the peak and now the amount has decreased up to 30 cases. It's a decrease of 75%. The health authorities in the Kurunegala district started extensive dengue control programs in May and continued them up to now. Special committees of controlling the disease were also formed and maintained continuously. Surveys on mosquito larvae have also been intensifying.
The University Grants Commission 45,000 students will be admitted to universities for the 2022-2023 academic year. At a press briefing held today, Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Sampath Amarthunga, said that relevant applications will be accepted from the 14th of this month. Chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Sampath Amarthunga, said that students' handbooks are now available. Applications will be called from the 14th of this month and students are able to send their university application through email. 43,927 students were admitted to state universities last year, and the amount is to be increased up to 45,000 this year.
Staging the final round of the stage dramas of the Theatre 7 Children Drama Festival 2023 started today at the Western Province Aesthetic Cultural Centre. The stage plays selected for the final round will be staged tomorrow and the day after from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Western Provincial Council, the Western Provincial Ministry of Education and the Western Provincial Aesthetic Centre have collectively organised this drama festival. All stage plays are free for the audience. Stay with us. Foreign news is coming up next.
Now on foreign news, Wagner, the Russian mercenary group, is set up to be proscribed as a terrorist group by the UK government, meaning it will be illegal to be a member or support the organisation. A draft order to be laid in Parliament will allow its assets to be categorised as terrorist property and seized. The Home Secretary said Wagner was violent and destructive, a military tool of Vladimir Putin's Russia. She said its work in Ukraine and Africa was a threat to global security. Suella Braverman added Wagner's continuing destabilising activities only continue to serve the Kremlin's political goals. They are terrorists, plain and simple. And the proscription order makes that clear in UK law. Wagner had played a key role in Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as well as operating in Syria and countries in Africa, including Libya and Mali. Its fighters have been accused of a number of crimes, including killing and torturing Ukrainian citizens. In 2020, the US said Wagner soldiers had planted landmines around the Libyan capital, Tripoli. And in July, the UK said the group had carried out executions and torture in Mali and the Central African Republic. The group's future was thrown into uncertainty earlier this year when its leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin, led a failed mutiny against Russia's military leaders.
And we take a look at sports news now. The Super 4 round matches of the Asia Cup cricket tournament started today. The match between Pakistan and Bangladesh is now being played at Gaddafi Cricket Grounds in Lahore. Batting first, Bangladesh were all out for 193 runs in 38.4 overs. Mushfiq Rahim scored 64 runs and Shakib Al Hasan 53 runs. Haris Rauf claimed 4 Bangladeshi wickets while Nazim Shah had 3.
Sri Lanka qualified for the Super 4 round of Asia Cup cricket tournament yesterday by winning the match against Afghanistan by sharp 2 runs. Sri Lanka won the toss at the Lahore grounds and batted first. Sri Lanka scored 291 runs for 8 wickets in their 50 overs. Kusal Mendis scored 92 runs. He has managed to pass the 3,000 ODI runs in this match. Dunith Vellalage scored 33 runs, not out. Mahesh Theekshana scored 28 runs. Afghanistan was given a target of 292 runs in 37.1 overs to qualify for Super 4 round. However, they were able to score 289 runs all out in 37.4 overs. This is the 12th consecutive ODI win for Sri Lanka team. That's it for the news this evening. Have a good night.